Cyberpunk 2077, despite selling 20 million copies, has been close to a disaster for CD Projekt Red. The last-gen versions were filled with bugs and embarrassing glitches, so much so that the developer had to make the upcoming expansion, Phantom Liberty, a current-gen exclusive. However, the developers have been hard at work, pushing patches and updating Cyberpunk 2077 whenever they can. Cyberpunk 2077 still largely remains an okay game on consoles, but despite all of the drama that has surrounded the studio over the last couple of months, the publishers went ahead and revealed plans for upcoming games. And there are a lot of games in various stages of development at CDPR and its partner studios. Let's take a look at each of them and reveal what we know about them.
What do you want?
Want to talk to the Peller.
Too late. We've got dibs on a chat with him. A long one.
Get the hell out. Now.
And here I thought we'd have a day without corpses.
Cyberpunk 2077 Sequel, Project Orion, and Phantom Liberty update. CD Projekt's investor relations account on Twitter recently announced the company's long-term product outlook, focusing on The Witcher, Cyberpunk, and a new IP. A sequel to Cyberpunk 2077, codenamed Project Orion, has been announced with CD Projekt Red as the developer. Not much was revealed, save for it providing the full power and potential of the Cyberpunk universe. The company also confirmed that Project Orion will be developed by CD Projekt Red North America, which is a newly opened studio in Boston, USA. As for Phantom Liberty, the first and only paid expansion for Cyberpunk 2077, it's currently in the final production phase with over 350 members from CD Projekt Red involved. This could mean a release date in the first half of 2023, but we'll have to wait for more details. Project Orion doesn't have any release window. It could be in the concept and planning stages, with pre-production possibly starting after Phantom Liberty launches. But with future updates for Cyberpunk 2077 only launching on Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC, the sequel is likely exclusive to the current-gen consoles.
Devices. The corporation's representatives have, as yet, refused to comment.
Next Witcher title is codenamed Project Polaris. In addition to announcing a sequel to Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt's investor relations Twitter also confirmed the codename for the next Witcher title. Project Polaris is built on the legacy of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt and is still in pre-production. CD Projekt Red is developing the open-world RPG with over 150 developers involved. However, more importantly, it's confirmed to be the start of a new Witcher trilogy. Once Project Polaris launches, the next two games will launch within a 6-year period. Whether CD Projekt Red can stick to the timeline remains to be seen. If the next two games are also being developed on Unreal Engine 5, like Project Polaris, which is all but confirmed at this point, the improvements too officially could help. Again, we'll have to wait and see, especially since CD Projekt Red hasn't revealed the story or any release window for Polaris. Those looking for something to sink their teeth into for the short term can play The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt on Xbox Series X and S and PS5, which is still on track for release in Q4 2022. Project Sirius and Project Canis Majoris. For those who can't get enough of The Witcher, there are two titles currently in development. The first is Project Sirius, by the Molasses Flood of Drake Hollow fame. Sirius is an innovative take on the Witcher universe that will tell an unforgettable tale for existing Witcher fans and new audiences. It's currently in pre-production with support from CD Projekt Red and over 60 developers involved. This new Witcher title could be an adaptation of The Last Witch or Sword of Destiny. The other title is Project Canis Majoris, a story-driven single-player open-world RPG set within the Witcher universe. It's being developed by a third-party studio led by ex-Witcher veterans, though its development stage is unknown. No release window has been provided for either title, so we'll have to wait for more details. Project Hadar, a new internal IP. CD Projekt's also revealed that it's working on a Project Hadar, a new title. While details on the game are scant, the company confirms that it's a completely new IP developed 100% internally, and is distinct from Cyberpunk and The Witcher, both of which are of course based on original works. Project Hadar is currently very early in production, with CD Projekt saying it is in its conceptual phase. It's been in incubation since late 2021, with only a small strike team working on it for now. Presumably, it'll be quite a while before we can hear any concrete details on this. Most of CD Projekt Red's future games will also feature multiplayer. CD Projekt Red has been trying to get into the multiplayer space for a while now. The studio originally meant to develop a standalone Cyberpunk multiplayer title, but eventually ended up canceling their project when it decided later it would be reconsidering its multiplayer strategy. Last year, the developer said that it was planning on adding multiplayer elements to both Cyberpunk and The Witcher, with future games at a gradual pace, and now we have more details on that front. CD Projekt recently announced in an investor's call that going forward, most of its future releases will also feature multiplayer, which will enrich the single-player experience of those titles. Of course, details on what shape and form these multiplayer elements will take are scant, but it seems like single-player is very much going to continue to be the focus, with some additive multiplayer elements being added in as a bonus. Earlier this year, the Polish company confirmed that with its switch to Unreal Engine 5, it was no longer developing internal multiplayer tech, since Epic Games' engine already offers advanced multiplayer solutions. In conclusion, announcing a list of games in development is always a great recipe for hyping up a publisher's lineup, but at the end of the day, the quality of the game should speak for themselves. Cyberpunk 2077 didn't live up to its promises, and though it has seen a recent resurgence, it doesn't defeat the fact that CD Projekt Red clearly delivered a half-baked game. It's great to know that all of these games are in development, but it seems that these announcements were just to please their investors, which to be honest is completely fine, and that is what the point was. From a player's perspective, it's best to exercise caution as to what lies ahead, especially considering how Cyberpunk 2077 turned out. Hey, did you know that we at Gaming Bolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell, and let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below. And be sure to check out our new channel, GB Plays.